Hello and welcome, bookworms. Welcome to this week's episode of The Contented Narrative. We are looking at The Travelling Cat Chronicles by Hiro Arikawa. Now, I read it, but I don't know if I reviewed it. I think did review The Goodbye Cat. And all I'm going to say, right, is when you see a cover like this, and it's called The Travelling Cat Chronicles, prepare your tissues. It was so sweet, so lovely, such a quick read. It's only a couple of 100 pages and I got this done so quickly. I picked it up, I couldn't put it down. It was amazing. And this was bought for me by my sister Nikki. I know she's featuring a lot of my videos recently. So basically it follows our main protagonist, who is the cat. Okay, now I'm not going to try and say the cat's name because, to be perfectly honest, I can't. I mean, they say Nana, but I'm pretty sure I've butchered that. So Nana is on a journey with Satoru. Again, I'm so sorry for pronunciations. Heaven forbid I should ever try and pronounce names in fantasy series. Like, I'm so bad. So Nana's on this journey, and what's happening is Satoru is trying to find someone to look after Nana. Now, as soon as you read that, you know that either the cat's dying or the owner's dying, okay? But I'm not going to spoil it because although you kind of have an inkling, I'm going to let you break down and have that cry yourself. And what it does is so beautiful because it goes to each, like, these old friends that have known Satoru from when he was a child and through his life, and they look at the relationship that they had when he was younger. They look at how that relationship has changed, evolved, and what that means in a grown-up world. And although it's not like, it's very cheesy to be like their lives were so much better, but Nana realizes that none of these homes are what works. Okay, so they always find a way, like the cat always finds a way to sabotage what's happening. And honestly, it's so sweet because you get all these different interactions with old school friends. You know, you get a really nice story where he's going to visit an old school friend and someone he used to have a crush on, but they ended up married together. Because when they were younger, Satoru says that he had a crush on this person, and the person turned around and went, "So do I." So Satoru backed away and was like, "All right, that's fine. You know, I'm not gonna stand in the way of love." They ended up together, but that left a deep resentment of what would have happened if Satoru hadn't stepped back. And this guy hadn't realized that was having an impact on his life until, you know, he saw Satoru again. And it's having those conversations, and it's seeing those childhood friendships, but friendships through time, and how they evolve, and how you're not the same person that you are when you're young. Like they say, I think it's something like every 7 years your body's regenerated everything in you anyway. So every 7 years you're basically a new version of yourself. Or it could be 10 years. I could be making that up. Please, somebody let me know. Google to the win. But it's conversations like that, and it's stories like that, and it's so sweet because he goes through, and you see the interactions, and you see it all through the cat's perspective. And I think that's what sells it to me, because I'm genuinely sat there going, "Oh my God, this is so cute." Because obviously it's written as if when the cat's sat there going, "Oh no, I don't understand why this is happening," or whatever, because as cats we'd just do this. But I love the fact that it starts with how Nana and Satoru became friends. And it's because he was a stray, the cat was a stray, but got hit by a car, and so Satoru took him in and then like gave him the option of, you can stay with me or you can leave, kind of thing. And it's those beautiful friendships. And honestly, I could not put this book down. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was such a sweet read. But as I said, when you see a cover like this, and when you read the blurb, you know it's going to be a baller. So make sure that if you are in a highly emotional state, don't pick up this book yet, unless you want to cry out all your feelings, which is absolutely fair. But I would definitely recommend you giving it a go. I would say, obviously, go to, you know, your local library, because they need all the help they can get, or go and buy a Kindle or paperback or hardback, or however you like to read. Go and do that. But obviously leave below in the comments if you did enjoy this book. Let me know what you think. But thank you so much. And remember to always keep it contento.